This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Novelo calling all the action for EA Sports. We're at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. And Frank, what makes this such a good test?
It's got a great flow to it, Rich. Holes that bend in both directions, changes of elevation, the phenomenal finish that's named the Green Mile, which is 16, 17, and 18, some reachable par fives. Players have gone low here as well. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities. It's just a great blend, Rich.
Now set to start the round here at Quail Hollow. This first hole is a 418-yard par 4. Frank, walk us through it.
Yeah, it's tricky, actually. It's not overly long, but you can see this requires a very good tee shot. Not necessarily with a driver either. Just something that gets the ball in play. Green's really the issue here because it's got a big mound in the middle of it. Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, what's the player looking at here on the approach at the first?
Just a short iron. You really want to check which side of the mound that the flag is today. You do not want to be pitching your approach shot on the side of that mound.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. He'll need to be strong with this. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Oh, dude, that. Settles in over the putt. Still even par for the day. Frank, this is a really fun hole, a pretty short par 3 downhill.
Yeah, half a club, you can allow for that, so it won't play its full yardage. You can really see that right part of the green. That's the most inviting one, but when they stick the flag on the left, you really have to be precise.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. On the way to -2 early in the round. Poulter has this for birdie. Well, filling it up today. Beautiful putt. This is a strong par 4, 452 yards, the third hole. It's a good challenge, Frank.
It is big sweeping dogleg left. Actually in a straight line, it's 315, 320 yards to run out. So if you hit the ball further than that, it's going to have to draw. Otherwise you'll be hitting in the rough on the other side. Still a lengthy shot under there on a green that actually has 3 different levels.
Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Now the approach here at the third. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal. So you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club.
That is a beauty, a real beauty. Getting set now for the second shot here at the third. Break it down for us, Frank.
There's 3 ridges in this green, Rich, so you've got to be aware on where exactly the flag is.
And getting ready for the putt. So a drop shot here at the third hole, Frank.
Yeah, another putt missed.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. -1 in the early going. From about 8 feet. Steady, solid, and at 1 under par right now. Frank, this is a muscular par 4 here at just under 490 yards, the 4th at Quail Hollow, a difficult proposition.
It is, but fortunately that tee shot plays a little downhill. But one of the difficulties with the tee shot is the fairway kicks from right to left. So it needs a good one to keep it on the fairway, and another green that has 3 different levels.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But if down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Now playing the second here at the par 4. Headed for the bunker. Now, a bit unfortunate in the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker plays like.
Frank, as we look at the second shot here at the 4th, what's the best chance for a birdie?
A nice high floating second shot would be the ideal go here, Rich. Just pitching slightly right of the flag, but you cannot afford to miss this green on the right.
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know, it might just go in.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Drops the putt to go to 2 under. Poulter steady. This is for a par. Stays at 1 under with that par. Here we are at the par 5 5th. It's 570 yards. Frank, this should be reachable for most players, don't you think?
Yeah, if you hit a good tee shot, especially with the draw, it will be. But the hardest part of this is judging that kick on the fairway that kicks the ball to the right. And it sort of turns at that awkward area at where the top of your tee shot range. That's where that dog leg is.
Oh, look out, Frank. Where's this one headed?
This is definitely rough, Rich, off the tee.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. And that one lands in the first cut, Frank.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie.
Remember, out of the rough, expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is going.
Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
Yeah, just battling to make par. And this is going to be difficult. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Frank, he might like this one. He might like... Oh, he's gonna love it, Frank. This one has a chance, and he has it. Beautiful putt. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Bottom of the barrel, and now to 2 under. Wow, Frank, this is all you want in a par 3. 250 yards here at the 6th.
Hey, that's what these guys need, especially in a PGA championship. Fortunately, the hole plays a little bit downhill, but 250, whichever way you cut it, is a big par 3.
Birdie attempt coming up for Ian. Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, high-level players are never terribly disappointed to play from the fringe, and that's where this ball has ended up.
Yeah, it could have been better. It could have been worse, but in the end, you just nothing much you can do about it now. A couple of choices coming up.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Time to move on to the next hole. Just a couple of feet. Two under par for the round. Well, Frank, an eagle is in play here at the par 5-7.
And a 6, and a 7, and an 8, or a 9, actually. This is a potential scorecard record, the 7th hole. Many a tee shot has found that creek on the right, trees, problems on the left. There's no question there's a reward for a good tee shot here. But then there's a decision on, do you go for this par 5 and 2? It's not overly long, just over 530 yards. It is very tempting.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Into the tall cabbage, that ball is swallowed up. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Oh, look out, this could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
So, drop the shot after ending up in the water on that recent miscue. After hitting it in the drink, this is the fourth shot.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. The scorecard is quickly adding up.
In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
He'll need to be strong with this.
Well, from in trouble, Rich, at least he's back in play.
On the fairway from the rough. Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You've hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. And it is not looking like a good lie. Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
It's no snack, though. That looked like it nearly got below the lip, the level of the lip there.
Can't believe that one, Frank. That was a complete horseshoe right there. Well, too bad. He gives one back. So they'll tap in. That hole disastrous. He'll have to battle back. Frank, I love a drivable par 4. In the modern power game, it really adds an element of excitement. And here we go at the 350-yard par 4/8.
Well, you're definitely going to love this one then, Rich, because it ticks all the boxes here. There's no water in play, just a few bunkers down the left and the one that protects the right side of the green. And you've got a really narrow green, so plenty of reward with minimal risk.
That's in the fairway.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. Ian Poulter going for the green on his second shot. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. Looks like about 80 yards left. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
Once you hit double the par, it is time to just pick up and move on. Count that as a quadruple bogey. Ian Poulter with this birdie attempt. Makes the putt and moving in the right direction. 2 under par. Frank, this is a really good way to finish out the front side here at Quail Hollow. 495-yard par 4.
Yeah, it's the longest par 4 at Quail Hollow. Some say it might be the toughest. I'm not quite in that camp. And the reason why, that green slopes in from both sides, the left and the right. But you can see why good drivers have done well here, because there's a big reward for thumping a big, long, straight drive down here.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie.
Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Wrong way pattern all day long. This is just brutal. How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Poulter now, third shot. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. Just 5 feet left. Nice par to remain at 2 under. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there.
I'm loving that balance.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. Second from an excellent lie. That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit. Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play. Frank, no reason here to think we're going to see anything other than another good shot.
Yeah, in a great flow, and golf like this looks easy.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
So this is the third shot to the par 5. Settles in over the putt. Beautiful stroke right there. Finds the bottom of the cup with ease. Just a couple of feet. With authority. Count it as a par and 2 under. Frank, on this backside at Quail Hollow, a player does have a good chance to get off to a good start with that par 5 10th and now relatively short par 4 11th, where a player with a good drive could stick a short iron in their hands.
Yeah, this is one you're going to have to make a decision. You can just play this as a straightforward dogleg left par 4 and hit a 3-wood or a long iron up there and 9-iron or something like that into the green. Or, if you want to, you can try and blast a drive around the corner. I don't know if that's the more prudent play, but it's fun. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Ian Poulter chance to be aggressive with this approach. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Birdie attempt coming up for Ian. That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. Maybe wrong club.
Frank, what's your thinking on this approach shot here at the 11th?
The second shot here at 11 is anything other than straightforward. There's a bit of a ridge in the middle of the screen, so there's a tendency for that ball to roll around a little bit. Be precise.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Pretty good stroke right there, just to hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Holding steady now at 2 under par. Clean this up with a tap. Well, you almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. Here we are now at the 12th, and Frank, this is a beautiful but dangerous hole, par 4.
It is in a number of ways. The hole bends gently to the right, which you'd think would favor a nice little fade, but the fairway just seems to shrink up. I've seen this fairway missed by so many good players. And plus its yardage, 450 odd. You can't really lay back too far, otherwise you've got too long for your second shot.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Oh, that's off the beaten track. That's got 5 minutes to find it.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Now his third, staring right at the green.
Should be safely on deck.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable, that never deviated offline.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Frank, amazing how this hole has gotten away.
Yeah, he's not Robinson Crusoe. Happened to everybody that's played this game.
He has a 12-footer here.
Oh, that was nasty.
That's an outrage right there. I mean, if there's a high commission of golfdom, we need to consult them right now because it's just simply not fair, Frank. It's not.
I think the people above are frowning on the people below.
That takes him to 1 under on the day. Just a little tap in here. Then a rocky round. Now the par 3 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. There's a front right portion, there's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Oh, do that. What a putt. Shouldn't be a problem here. And with that, 1 under par. Wow, Frank, this is a really good little par 4, isn't it, the 14th?
It is, and this is where one of those strong 3-woods comes in. The last 50 or 60 yards is the ball kicks down and towards the left, and it sounds like an aggressive play, but like a hard 3-wood trying to run it down there is actually not a bad play.
Is it drivable?
It is drivable, but it's whether it's worth the risk.
Frank, I think that's going in the bunker.
Looks like it.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Frankie's managed to hit it in the rough yet again.
Yeah, this is hard to imagine. You know, the fairways aren't that narrow today.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
Great shot out of the rough. He avoided all the troubles just to get that on the green.
That was not an easy shot. He'll settle. Lays the face open. He'll try to pop this one out. This is a good-looking shot. Poulter could use this. It's a birdie putt. Good score going, now at 2 under par. And getting ready for the putt. Henrik lining this one up, and it's for birdie. Now as we arrive at the par 5 15th hole here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards, Frank, I think a player has to be thinking about doing what Rory McIlroy did in 2010.
It's the last of the holes that you can really be aggressive on, Rich. So a good drive down here. I'm well aware of the fact that there's water on the left. This is a good chance to make something happen before you play the green mile.
And that's what McIlroy did. Hit a tracer, then a 5-iron, knocked it in for eagle, shot 62, and won for the first time on the PGA Tour.
Second shot.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
You'll need to be strong with this. Birdie attempt coming up for Ian. Now the third shot at the par 5.
It's no snack though. Well, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now at par.
Just 5 feet left. Starting to feel it now, 3 under. Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. This is the start of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PGA Tour. It's known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 500 yards. That bunker you can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot.
Wait, this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, safe to say he is not having his best day out here today. What kind of advice do you give a player who's struggling?
Well, you just almost got to forget what's happened. I know that's easier said than done. Just start a clean slate. Just hit a good shot. Just find a fairway. Don't try and get too specific. There's enough out there. The greens are big enough. Just find a piece of green. Find a piece of fairway. Maybe knock a couple of putts in. And then let it add up in your direction.
Second from an excellent lie. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. And it makes the green in regulation.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
How does that stay out?
I have no earthly idea. That's cruel, that. Hole's round. Ball's meant to go in.
Nice par to remain 3 under. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Did the job right there. Frank, the 17th here at Quail Hollow. It is all you want.
And a bit more, actually. The only advantage the player has, it plays a little bit downhill. But when you look at the lake in front of you, if there's any swirling breeze out there, it just becomes a nightmare trying to choose the right club.
So toweled off, dried off, and ready to go.
Yeah, let's hope this swing he hasn't still got the floaties on.
Third shot now after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got.
Might need some wings just to clear this hazard.
That water is looking rather intimidating.
So hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop. This now the third shot.
Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. Good scoring opportunity right here from 125 yards or so. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Well, you almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. The train went off the tracks here on this hole. This is for double bogey. That takes him to 1 under on the day. Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. And I've got no idea how big it would be.
Those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway.
There is fairway out there. There is.
He can't find it, though. No fairway here. This one in that rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really It was a rather poor approach shot.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Well, this one's tracking. Sinks it.
Unbelievable.
Frank, this birdie putt is from downtown.
Well, if you want to build a skyscraper, you've got to knock a few of these in.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. So a 71 on the day. That'll wrap it up from here in the tower at Quail Hollow. I'm Rich Lerner. For Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, thank you for playing along, and we'll see you next time.